What's up, everyone? How y'all doing tonight? Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Let me know if my mic is working. Yeah, smash the like button. I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. Doing good. Deontay Butler, what's going on? What's going on, Sonny Boom C98? What's going on, Jacktown 7785? What's going on, Unstoppable 25? What is up, people? What is up? Can y'all hear me? Let me give me the thumbs up if y'all can hear me. Give me the thumbs up if my mic is good. Haven't seen it come in yet. Let me know if my mic is good. Okay, yeah. All right, y'all can hear me. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. We will be opening up the phone lines as well, like we always do. I have to do something. Let me put my little my phone line number on here. I forgot to do it, y'all. Give me 1 second, y'all. One second. I forgot to put the graphic on there for the phone number. All right. All right, we should be good now when we're ready to open up the phone lines. What's going on, everyone? How y'all doing tonight? Y'all know we got to talk about Jackson State. They got the win this weekend, but it was kind of ugly. So let me know what y'all thought about the game this weekend against Bethune-Cookman. I think Jackson State, they got some work to do, man. I like what TC is doing. I think TC is a good coach. I think Jackson State is going to be a winner, but the defense played better this weekend, so I can't really drag on the defense too much. They played better, but I feel like Bethune-Cookman could have stole that game, and so Jackson State got to do something about special teams, man. They're having kicker issues, which has been a big problem. So I'm hoping they can get that rectified. I know they made history because they had the first female, I think, in the SWAC to ever kick, I want to say, which was a cool thing, but at the same time, you got to make sure you got someone out there that you could depend on to kick and win games for you. The real McCoy 2004 said the quarterback got to go. See, I've been saying it all along, but I just been trying not to drag on, the quarterback. I try not to go in on these guys like that because, at the end of the day, they are young people, man, and we want to uplift them. But the math ain't mathing, man. He just not it. I just don't feel comfortable with him at quarterback. I don't feel like Jason Brown is going to go into Alabama and beat both the Alabama teams. I feel like he's one-dimensional, and if he's not throwing well, you're toast. So I would rather Jackson State have a dual threat quarterback. So if he's not throwing well that day, you can actually start trying to run the ball. But you can't run the ball with Jason Brown. He doesn't have the athleticism to be a runner like that. That's just not his game. And I don't see the accuracy, the consistency when it comes to accuracy for him to be the guy. And I know a lot of us got hyped up over him because he played in the SEC. And I actually think when players come from the SEC, that kind of ruins things because we hold the SEC in such high regard. So a leftover from the SEC would seem like something to us, but at the end of the day, if they don't make it in the SEC, that's kind of a red flag. And I'm not here to just I don't want to just go in on Jason like that, because I mean he could be a serviceable backup, but I just don't see him as the guy. And I think TC, I'm hoping, and I know it's hard for TC being a first year head coach to make those choices to bench people, to fire people. You know, he probably not even trying to go there right now. Like, if you know, firing coaches and stuff like that, that's hard decisions to make, which is one thing I could say. One thing I did like about Coach Prime is he will fire somebody in a heartbeat. If you ain't working, or he'll demote you or fire you in a heartbeat if you're not working. You know, I don't know how TC Taylor's personality is. I don't know if he's kind of like a nice guy, you know, and he doesn't really want to pull that trigger just yet. And I can't blame him, because, you know, you're a first year head coach. You don't want to just go in firing folks and, you know, demoting folks when, you know, you just started. So I can understand that. I want to see Jacoby Morgan, QB from Syracuse. Yeah, I heard he's pretty good. Remove Valley from the SWAC. Man, y'all know Valley is always going to struggle because they don't have the resources down there in Valley. So it's always going to be a struggle for them. The coaching staffs and everything, they don't really have a lot to work with down there in Valley. So that's why, you know, last year's Valley's coach, the coach from last year, that's why, you know, a lot of people held him in high regard, because he did so much with so little. You know, when you don't have no resources and you don't have anybody really donating like that to your school, and you're doing the most you can, I think Valley's doing okay with what they got, but they're not gonna have the players to really compete like that, because not a lot of players not just really dying to get down there to Itabena, because, you know, it's country down there. They don't really have a lot. So you would rather go to Jack State or Alcorn than Valley. But I still got love for Valley, man. I still got love for Valley. Their band is doing real good this year. They got a lot of Talladega students, so they're doing real good. Valley in a bad location. Yeah. The Delta is not really ideal. You know, it's very hot down there, mosquitoes everywhere. Not really ideal for like a college experience, but you can still have some fun in Valley. I mean, I've been down there a couple of times. And I like the campus. Their campus is all right. It has that you know, that down home HBCU feel to it. You know, they don't have all the bells and whistles that most schools have, but man, Valley's a nice little campus, man. I'm not saying it's a bad school at all. It's not a bad school. You know, they just don't have all the bells and whistles that a lot of other schools are afforded. Like Prairie View. If you go to Prairie View and schools like that, they have a lot of stuff that a lot of other SWAC schools don't. Need NCAA investigation in Colorado. Why you want an NCAA investigation in Colorado? Yeah, man. So let's talk about Keyshawn Johnson. Since we up to like 63 people in the room. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't subscribed yet, so we can get the stream out to more people. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Let's get the likes up. Try to get to 100 likes tonight. Got to compete with Delta State, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. Then you can go an hour and 20 to JSU. Yeah. Well, let's talk about Keyshawn Johnson. Now, y'all know I did a video about him, I think about a year and a half ago, because, you know, he's one of those guys that went to a PWI. He's one of those brothers that went to a PWI that always fixes his mouth. He kind of looks down on HBCUs already. He already has a bias to HBCUs and kind of looks down on them because he went to USC. He went to a big PWI school. And so he's one of those guys, you know. And so, you know, they was talking about Colorado today on Undisputed. They're on Undisputed. Him, him, Richard Sherman, Skip Bayless, and Michael Irvin. They're the new people on Undisputed now. And they're talking about Colorado, and he just gave Jackson State a stray. Like just a straight bullet for no reason. Like Jackson State is trying to rebuild, they're trying to do their thing, and you just come out of nowhere talking about. So they were talking about Colorado, and he was kind of bigging up Deion and talking about what Deion Sanders had to experience. And then he was like, yeah, but he had to deal with brown water. Like, come on, man. Jackson State didn't ask for that. You're making the school look bad on national TV. You're talking about people that was going through a water crisis. They're not, you act like this is something that they created. Like, no, they had a water crisis. So you don't go on TV and try to use stuff like that to make Coach Prime look good. I just don't respect that, man. And I can't stand these guys. Like, who raised these dudes, man? Like, at some point, you got to understand that your platform can be used to hurt HBCUs. And if you care about these institutions at all, you wouldn't use your platform to hurt these institutions. Keyshawn said some BS before he the with the two black eyes. Yeah. And you hate that though, because these are the people they put in power at these TV stations. These are our representatives. We got guys like Keyshawn Johnson that's never gonna come to a HBCU to do anything. He probably think he's too high and mighty to come to a HBCU. And that's why a lot of people have a lot of issue with what's going on in Colorado. And some people disguise it as, well, they'll say that it's hate, but people are like, so your celebrities, y'all have all this energy to go to Colorado, sit on their sidelines. But if you did that for HBCUs, you will make HBCUs the hottest thing in the country. Just imagine we had Lil Wayne, all these actors, all these black people that's pretty much the culture in America. They pretty much have all the fans. They move the needle. So if you have all these people come down to HBCUs and start going to the games and stuff, you're gonna have more fans come to the game. And then you're gonna get more publicity, and it's just gonna raise the bar for everyone. HBCU, FBS conference, JSU, Southern PV, A&M, ASU, Alabama State, NC, TSU, FAMU, Grambling Conference, North South, East Athletic Conference, SEAC. Conference name, Southeastern Athletic Conference. That would be nice, but does everyone have the money to do that? That would be nice, though. I don't know if Alabama A&M would be ready for a move like that. JSU still has to do a little more to be ready for a move like that. But yeah, man, I would love to have a HBCU FBS conference. I think that we should. There should be a FBS conference full of HBCUs. In their mind, they think that HBCUs lack forward thinking and we want to be underfunded. Yeah, that's another shot that I didn't like either. You're saying that it's just it's like a shot at black people. Like, we don't think big enough and stuff like that. Like, no, that's not what it is. And then if you think that we lack forward thinking, come teach your people. That will be my first response, is for me to want to come teach my people. I would rather come to a HBCU and teach my people how to get the money, how to get these contracts and things like that, before I go to a school and make them money that don't have nothing to do with my culture. That's just my personal opinion. I'm fine with the HBCU conference, but I would be fine with several of us in a mixed conference. In a mixed, I think you're saying a mixed conference, like a Conference USA or something like that. I mean, I think that's probably what you're going to see in the future. You're probably going to see schools like Tennessee State. Like, I know Tennessee State is really ramping up, trying to go FBS. Like, you could tell they're redoing their facilities. They're adding a lot. You know, they're really updating their facilities so they can make that jump. And if you read their article from their AD last year, I think they put out, he said that's his goal. He said he wants to go to an FBS conference. He said that's his goal for the foreseeable future. Now he's not talking about in a couple of years. He's talking about 5-10 years down the line. That's where he want to take Tennessee State to a FBS conference. Yeah, like 6 HBCUs and 6 PWIs. None of them will even open a history book to even know why HBCUs exist. If they did, people like Keyshawn Johnson would not make reckless statements. Right. So when we get to 100 people in the room, I'll open up the phone lines. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I was supposed to do an episode last night, but I ended up not being able to do it. And then Sunday we had a storm, which was messing with the internet. So I didn't want to come on and the internet be going off on y'all and just having a bad show. But yeah, we here tonight. I'm making up tonight, and I may do one Thursday because I'm going out of town. I'm going to New Orleans this weekend, so I may have to do another live before I go to New Orleans. Those guys like Keyshawn and other celebrities are bought and paid for by the white establishment. They don't care about other blacks. They are house Negroes. I mean, yeah. I can't fight you on that one. Tennessee State can get back up if they get out of that NFL stadium. Yeah, I think they're going to be trying to build them a stadium, though. If I'm not mistaken, I think when I looked at their plans, they plan to build a stadium, too. These idiots do not do any research, just like the people saying the girl kicker was a stunt. No, the girl kicker wasn't a stunt. I mean, Jackson State just don't have any kickers. They have guys injured. But I think they got to find somebody. They got to find somebody. I mean, you can get somebody that plays soccer, a guy that plays soccer that has a stronger leg, that can make those kicks. They're going to have to figure that out because you can't go into these games against Alabama with no kicking. You're not going to come out of there with a win. Get their attendance back up, I meant. But yeah, let me open up the phone lines. Hold on, y'all. So we can call in. So y'all can call in. We get the conversation going tonight. All right. The phone is on the screen. The phone number is on the screen. 657-390-4814. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. What did y'all think of Shedeur's performance this weekend? I think Shedeur's the negatives about his game showed their ugly head this weekend because one thing, Shedeur's only downside to me was that he holds the ball too long sometimes and he takes sacks, and that was kind of on full display this weekend. But we're still rooting for him. I think he's still one of the best quarterbacks in college football, and we want to root for him and make sure that he does good. Let's see who's calling. Hold on, y'all. What's going on? Call you live. Talk to me.
What's going on, Buzz? Man, this John calling from Dallas, JSU graduate. I love.
Hey, what's going on?
Man, I got three things I want to talk about. Number one, that Keyshawn Johnson statement, man. When he said that, I just so happened to be watching when he said that. Man, it struck me to my core. I could not believe that he brought up Jackson, Mississippi, while they going through a water crisis, as if the people of the city caused the water crisis.
Right.
Like, that is a statewide issue that our water. I'm an engineer. I'm a civil engineer by trade. I graduated from Jackson State in civil engineering. That's the state's responsibility to take care of, to have proper drinking water for the people of the state.
Right.
And for Keyshawn to sit up there and say that, man, I could not believe my ears when he said that, as if the people went down there and turned the water brown.
You know what really makes me mad?
Go ahead.
You know what really makes me mad about the situation is that there's a racist government in power in Mississippi that's pretty much neglecting this city. You never say that on TV, though. you make it seem like it's the city's fault that what's going on is happening. You know, they never bring that up. But go ahead.
Never. They never bring that up. But you know, my father always told me, man, money it'll break the closest of kin and the closest of friends. Man, them guys been paid to say all kind of negative stuff because you don't get on national TV and just say, oh, let me say a derogatory statement about a historical black college that had put out multiple NFL athletes and was just on the high rise when Prime was there. It's
right.
It confuses me, but it don't shock me, man. Us people of color, man, our thinking's just a little bit different. But that's one subject. I want to bring up the second subject. I want to talk about the game this past weekend. Man, that was an ugly win. I don't know. I don't know, SWAC, and maybe you got an answer for me. But I don't know what TC gonna do to get that offense in check. It looked absolutely terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do either. I mean, I feel like they can score with their offense. He just has to. I would try some of the other quarterbacks. I would want to do a threat quarterback, a quarterback that can run, because Jason, if he's not clicking with his throwing, you stuck. So I would want somebody that can run too, to kind of keep the defense honest. They have to account for a mobile quarterback. But if you just got somebody like Jason Brown that doesn't really run, all they got to do is sit back and wait on him to throw and just try to, they make it hard for him to complete his passes. So that's what I would do if I was TC. But the defense.
Yeah, because I mean, at this point, you take you take Irv Mulligan out of the offense, we lose that game.
Yeah.
And not to mention that the defense put up 9 points. The defense gave you 9 points and you only scored 22 points.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that was very, very painful to watch. And honestly, I'm scared about next week. I mean, I know A&M is just not, they ain't really got it this year. I think this might be a down year for Maynard, but I'm kind of nervous. We don't know how those guys gonna come out. They playing at home. They might be fired up. But TC's he's gonna have to figure out something, man. And I just don't think Brown is it. I think that McDowell was needed to get some more touches earlier in the game to make the offense more dynamic. That's just what I think. Could be wrong.
I believe they're probably gonna do something. They're gonna have to. And I mean, you can't expect your defense to play like that every week. You can't. You can't expect that.
You can't. That's just, football. It's not built that way. You cannot expect your defense to come out and almost put up double-digit points. That's just not realistic.
But the thing that really worries me is the special teams. They gotta figure something out, because you can't have that. You can't have that issue. And you've had that issue every week. And we're in week 5. We're going into week 5. We're going into week 5. It'll be 6 weeks when they play. Week 6 when they play Alabama. You can't have those issues, man. You got to fix that.
No. Yeah, it's terrible. And last thing, and I'm gonna get off. So I took a little break from HBCU, SWAC football, just to kind of just get off social media. I got off Twitter. I kind of deleted myself from some of the Facebook pages. But when I got back on this season, I'm not gonna call out any particular podcast that's on YouTube, but it's one in general. It has become like a hate source for Jackson State. When and I think everybody know which one I'm talking about. When did that happen? So like, it's no Jackson State people in the comments. They're only down talking Jackson State. I mean, when did that happen?
I mean, Jackson State is always going to receive hate. I mean, because they're the biggest school in the SWAC, the most well-known school in the SWAC now. Outside of Grambling, Grambling has their history, but Jackson State is their big dog that everybody wants to beat. Everybody still talks about Jackson State. They still have the attention, and so it's profitable to hate on Jackson State, because you're gonna get all the other schools in the SWAC fan base listening to you. So that's all it is, man. That's all it is.
Man, it's crazy. It's like a safe haven for people that hate Jackson State now. But yeah, man, hey, I appreciate the phone call, man. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep on listening, man. Take care. Enjoy your night.
All right, thank you for the call.
Yep.
All right, let me get to the next caller. What's going on? Caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm fine.
What you got for me?
I'm fine. I was calling like somebody was saying like HBCUs should have a FBS conference. I think they kind of dropped the ball.
Explain that. How you think they dropped the ball?
Because I don't know if you're familiar with Jacksonville State in Alabama.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Yeah, the fee to move up to FBS was $5,000 this year. It moves up to $5 million next year.
I haven't heard that. You said the fee to move up to FBS was $5,000 last year?
Yes. Jacksonville State is playing FBS. Yeah, was 5. Yes, now it's 5 million. I'm from Alabama.
Okay.
They moving up. They playing FBS schedule now in Conference USA.
Well, one thing about it, you got to get invited first. You know, you can have the money, you can have the facilities and all that, whatever you want, but you got to get invited by another conference to move up. So that's another hurdle that a lot of HBCUs will have to cross. We would have to have someone want to invite.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but man, yeah. Man, I don't even know where the hell Jacksonville State in Alabama is. I don't know where the hell is that where it's located at. It's in some little small country ass town.
Yeah. But all right, thank you for the call, brother. I had to land my brother's plane. My man's phone is acting kind of janky tonight. Your phone was acting kind of janky, brother. So I had to land your plane. Let me get the next caller. Hold on, y'all. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Hey, this is Gabriel from Memphis. How you doing tonight?
Doing good, Greg. How you doing?
Okay. I'm good. I'm good. Okay. Now, I guess the call before last night, I guess I am a little worried about, Jackson State. Like you say, Jason Brown, he's not turning out the way I thought he was. And then, like defensively wise, I don't like the fact they just used their front four and not put together a more exotic, explosive blitz package, to get pressure on the quarterback, because that can't sustain either, just using your front four. What you think about that?
Repeat that again. I'm sorry.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I was saying that I don't like the fact that the defense just used the front four to put pressure on the quarterback instead of putting together a more exotic, more explosive blitz package.
Yeah.
And so what you think about that? And then like with Jason Brown, he needs to be replaced. He's not what I thought he was going to be.
I mean, we all want their defensive schemes to get more creative, because a lot of this stuff kind of seems kind of vanilla, like if another team really watches film, you probably can understand what they're doing and kind of figure them out really easy. But I can't really blame the defense tonight. Defense did what they were supposed to do. I went in on the defense the last couple of games. I can't really go in on them tonight because they did what they were supposed to do. If it wasn't for the defense, we wouldn't have won that game. So
true.
I really think the offense needs to be the subject for everybody's thoughts tonight, and the special team, because you got to do something about the special teams. You are not going to be able to win games with bad special teams.
Yeah, and they got to go out and find a kicker, because when I saw that female kicker out there, I'm like, oh my Lord. And
it was a good gesture. It was a good gesture.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
we're trying to win games.
Okay. okay, I'm gonna say this. It's kind of like a two-part. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get off here. But that
Okay.
female kicker. What if they had that you know, they did a long return, you know, and were they going to expect her to make a tackle? And then what you think about what Keyshawn Johnson saying about the other coaches calling in to Oregon, to Oregon, all of them trying to whisper down, you know, pile in to make sure, what's the name of them, Colorado has their downfall, you know, because of Prime. Now, Prime want to go to Power 5. There it is.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
I appreciate the call. Well, as far as the female kicker, I'm pretty sure they wasn't expecting her to, you know, make a tackle. You know, they was expecting her just to kick the ball down the field and then let the other guys on special team handle the tackling. But as far as what you said about the coaches, that's kind of what they said the MEAC coaches did to Coach Prime in the celebration mode. They said the MEAC coaches got together and, you know, they kind of game plan to beat Deion, and it worked. So I wouldn't be shocked if they did do that in Colorado. A lot of those coaches look at Coach Prime as someone that hasn't paid his dues. He's getting all this shine because of his popularity. They feel like, you know, he skipped the line. And that is why a lot of them are mad. A lot of them are gonna do little things. They're gonna say little things. They're gonna make slick comments toward him. But that's what you're gonna get when you're in a Power 5 conference. You're a minority in a Power 5 conference. A lot of those guys, they're not gonna like what you're doing, and you're shaking things up. And really, they're scared of the recruiting because they know if Coach Prime starts to win the recruiting battle, he's gonna turn college football on his head. I personally don't think Coach Prime is going to stay at Colorado long. I don't think he's going to be there long. I think after this year, if he takes Colorado to a bowl game, I feel like a lot of teams are going to be trying to come after him, and I think they're going to make him an offer he can't refuse. So I wouldn't be shocked. Now that's the question. The question will become, what does Travis do? Because Travis can't transfer. And I'm wondering, I don't know how the rules are, but if Travis doesn't play again this season, I wonder will he be able to get a waiver to transfer? That's something to look out for. Now, I expect him to play, but, you know, because the NCAA has been real strict on waivers. So, and I don't believe that Coach Prime would not take a job because of Travis Hunter. I don't believe that. They treated him the same way in the SWAC, right? He will stay at CU because they're going to another conference next year. The Big 12, I mean, I guess. But I just think if a SEC team throws some money at him, like Florida or Texas A&M, because you know he wanted to be in Texas. You know he loved Texas. So if Texas A&M threw some money at him, threw him $10 million a year, and then he's in College Station with all those resources, that would be hard to turn down. That would be hard to turn down. He will be at CU next year because they're moving to the Big 12 next season. I don't care how many tips you get, the players has to execute. Prime is about Prime, not about the kids. The Big 12 is nothing. Right. All Deion knows daddy about, he won't be at CU long. Yeah, some people speculating that he might go to the NFL, even though he says that he doesn't want to go to the NFL. But I believe if the NFL team came to him and said, "Hey, we're gonna draft Shedeur and we're gonna draft Shiloh. You can come up here and coach your sons like you did in college." I think Coach Prime would take that deal. Now, what NFL team would sell out for Prime like that? That remains to be seen. I don't know if the Dallas Cowboys would do that. The transfer rules are going to change. A player must stay at a school before they can transfer. That's going to hurt Deion. Yeah, so I know you can get an exception if you can let me say how I want to say this. You can better your chances of getting a exception if you injured that year, from what I heard. Like, if you've been injured and you had to sit out the whole year and your coaches leave, you can make a case to try to transfer again. So I'm not saying that's what Travis would do, but that could be an out. And then I believe Shedeur is probably going to graduate this year, because Shedeur was taking summer school classes all while he was at Jackson State. So Shedeur probably is going to get his degree pretty soon, and so he can go somewhere else as a grad transfer, probably. And I think Shiloh is probably going to go to the NFL. I think he will leave after Shedeur graduates or gets drafted. And then Shedeur also has 3 years of eligibility too. So you just never know, man. They'll finagle some stuff and make it work. NFL knows Deion is a recruiter, not a coach. But see, the thing about it is, Coach Prime is a figurehead. He's a figurehead, He's gonna put the coaches in place that know what they're doing. So he's gonna be the guy that's pretty much this he's the branding for your team. Texas State coach getting A&M. We'll see. Exactly. His method won't work in the NFL. Coach Prime said he's coming back next year. Man, let me tell you something, 301 Shaq. You need to make sure you're going to have to see it to believe it, man. Because when those checks start getting put in front of him at the end of this season, you never know, man. He might change his mind. A player must stay at school for 3 years before they can transfer. It's coming. I haven't seen that. I don't know about 3 years. That would be ridiculous. I have to stay at school 3 years before I can transfer. You have to go to school for 3 years to go into the NFL draft. I don't know about transferring. How is that linebacker transfer from JSU doing at A&M? You talking about what's his name? Jarente Davis? I think his name is Jarente Davis. Yeah, I've been looking at his stats. He's been getting a few tackles. He's been doing all right. Shane Hooks scored a touchdown. I think it was week before last. He scored a touchdown for Auburn. So yeah, he's been doing all right. He's been getting a couple of catches. Kevin Coleman Jr., he's been doing all right for Louisville. Some of the guys from Jackson State, they're doing all right. None of them are just like game changing, just doing game changing things, but they've been doing all right. They're being productive on their teams. If Coach Prime were to leave after 1 year of his contract, the team that wants him is going to have to pay out that $20 million contract. Man, they'll do that in a heartbeat. Joe Perry, they'll do that. You talking about Texas A&M alumni? Them folks got money. They would gladly, those boosters would gladly pay that 15, because I think it's 15 million. I think it's 15 million his first year. Then it goes down to 10 million next year, and then 8 million the year after that. So it goes down every year. So the first year, so if he leaves after this year, they got to pay 15 million. If he leaves after next year, I think it's 10 million. And then the year after that is 8. But they'll gladly pay that. Them boosters got 20 million, right? Texas got oil money, yeah. Yeah, so it's not going to be 15 million every year. It's like as the years go by, the exit fee decreases. That 2022 JSU was special. I would say that's probably one of the best JSU teams of all time. Honestly, it just sucks that they didn't get to seal the deal and with a Celebration Bowl win. They would have won the Celebration Bowl. They would have went down in history as, pretty much the best Jackson State team of all time. The talent level that Jackson State had was on another level, man. And then they all meshed together well. That was a great team. Y'all, the phone lines are open, 657-390-4814. You want to call in, want to talk about the games this past weekend. I think Shedeur is going to be all right. I think when we see him go up against USC, I think they're going to do better, but I think they're still going to lose that game, but they'll do better. Shedeur just has to not hold on to the ball and start worrying about stats. and completion rate. I think now that he's not really worrying about the Heisman Trophy anymore, he can really just relax and play his game. Because I feel like sometimes, you know, when you're playing for the Heisman, you get to thinking about stats too much, holding the ball. You don't want to throw an incompletion and, you know, bring your completion rate down. So I think now that he's not really in the hunt for the Heisman anymore, he can just settle in, play his game, and go out there and win. USC finna score, Drew. Colorado. Let's see who's calling, y'all. Hold on. 1 second. What's going on? Calling you live. Talk to me.
Oh, hey, how's it going? I called in earlier and you hung up on me talking about landing the plane. My phone was messing up though.
Okay, yeah, man. Your phone was janky, man. I was struggling, man. I was struggling over here to hear you.
Yeah, you just cut me off. Hurt my feelings, man. I'm mad at you now. Nah, I'm just bullshit. But yeah. I'm just I think that should do it for Heisman hype. That's out the window.
Yeah, that's good.
Unless they got some offensive linemen, he ain't gonna do much of nothing because the tougher schedule is at the end of the year, and like the best defensive teams they play is like at the end of the year.
Yeah,
you know, they got Oregon State, which is to play pretty good on defense, and Utah is actually the best defense in the Pac-12. Yeah. They play them at the end of the year. Like that'll be his Heisman moment. And Utah is not no slouch. They took Florida ass off the bone at the beginning of the year.
Utah, people sleep on Utah.
Utah always been tough. Like I'm from Alabama, and shit, they tore Alabama ass up a few years ago in that bowl game. Beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah, man. Utah's always had a good team. Like they've been good.
Yeah. They always one of them teams that's been like on the cusp of winning a national championship, but always fall short. Yeah. But they always been a team that you just ain't gonna run over.
Yep, I think now that
and then they move into the Big 12 next year, so
yeah,
they got to face them again. So it's gonna get tougher for Shedeur because like I don't know what Shedeur was thinking. It was like, well, it ain't no difference, like from the SWAC. No, them people listen to that. Okay, we gonna make sure you know it's a difference.
I think what he said.
we got some players on this line, and they got the athletes that can match them. Like at Jackson State. Well, Jackson State had more athletes than everybody, and they had a probably Shedeur was. Would you agree that Shedeur was the best QB in the SWAC the last 2 years?
Yeah,
previous 2 years.
Yeah, but I listen to this. I think what he said was true. That the skill positions are the same.
It's like certain skill, not across the board. Like certain, you might have one or two.
Yeah,
but like you the Pac-12 got several QBs.
Yeah.
And a lot of teams with wide receivers. Like UNC got some boys that Travis Horner would have a hard time covering some of their wide receivers. He would have hell to pay.
I actually think Travis can cover anybody. I don't think because the thing about Travis that makes him so good is it's his instincts, but he's quick. He's very quick,
but
and he can jump high and high punt the ball.
Yeah,
that's what makes
we
him so
haven't
good.
seen Travis go against a elite wide receiver yet. He has never faced Jamar Chase, or Justin Jefferson, or Jalen Water, Devontae Smith. He hadn't went against them yet.
Well, that guy from TCU
ain't one wide receiver he faced yet that was elite. He has faced nobody elite yet in college. Nothing.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
The guy from TCU.
He hasn't faced the elite wide receiver.
I forgot the receiver name from TCU, but he's gonna be in the NFL. He
Oh yeah. I know. No, that was the guy last year. The guy he got drafted in the first round. He ain't on TCU team.
It was a TCU wide receiver that they were talking about that's going to the NFL. And Travis,
he won the best one.
Yeah.
He won the best one. The guy that was in the first round, he came out. That Georgia, he was the best one on the team last year. He gone. He wasn't nowhere near that dude.
I don't know. I think Travis is good. I don't think.
I'm saying he is good, but he has not faced. He has not went against elite level wide receiver. Somebody just as fast, just as quick. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he is not good, but I'm saying he has not went against somebody just as fast as he is, just as quick and long. and with a QB that can throw the ball. Cause like, just be honest, a lot of the QBs last year that he went against was terrible throwing the ball. If we want to tell the truth,
I mean,
if we want to be honest.
Well, we could say what a QB that he went against Colorado State. Well, that he got hurt Colorado State game, but the QB for TCU, he's pretty good. I thought he was pretty good.
He's decent. He was decent, but they didn't have didn't have nobody on the outside that could challenge Travis as far as elite level wide receiver. That's all I'm saying. Like I watch a lot of football and mainly SEC, but I know what the SEC has produced. He hadn't win the type of he has not been against the old type of wide receiver that came out the SEC the last year. But I ain't no way. I refuse to believe he'll lock down a Julio or AJ Green or Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase.
I believe he will be able to lock those guys down once he gets his grown man body. Like Travis is,
he got to get some size.
Travis is still young. I think once he gets to the NFL, he's going to be able to cover all those guys. I think he's going to
have to, because like Julio was like 220 as a true freshman at Alabama.
I mean, some guys you're never going to be able to stop them. Like a Tyreek Hill, you're never going to be able to stop guys like that. But I believe he'll be able to do something with them, because Sauce Gardner is in it. He was a lockdown corner in college, and he get toe up now.
He shut down Alabama wide receivers. When Alabama played Cincinnati in the ball game, and he shut down his whole side of the field.
Yeah, and and look what's
going
on
Alabama had a guy
now.
drafted in the first round, Jameson Williams, whatever his damn name.
Yeah,
but he's suspended now for gambling, but he was blazing fast, and he locked him down. And the other boy, I forgot his name. Yeah, Houston. But whoever he was on, he shut him down.
Y'all, the phone lines are open, 657-390-4814. If y'all want to call in, phone lines are open. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you for the call, brother. Colorado State got number 14. Travis covered him. This caller be hating. Yeah, I mean, Travis got hurt, so he wasn't able to just cover him the whole game, but that guy is nice. Number 14 for CSU, he's definitely going to the NFL. That guy's nice. Like he's one of those receivers that can take over a game. So I really liked him. The phone lines are open. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Speak on the topic call. Right. Oh, I wanted to go back to another comment. Somebody said, y'all tripping, bruh. Ain't nobody dissing JSU. Let it go, dog. What you talking about? Boot Tribe? What you talking about, Boot Tribe? Swag Bud, do you think Prime will play his son 120 snaps? Hell to the no. I don't know. Be fresh, you silly, man. You are silly. I don't know. I think I think if his son was like Travis and he was trying to get him the Heisman, I think that he would play his son like that if he think he can handle it. Hit the like button and subscribe. Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button. The phone lines are open, 657-390-4814. I open up the phone line so y'all can call in, let us know what you think of the games. Who y'all think is gonna challenge on the West? I think Grambling might win the West, y'all, in the SWAC. I think Grambling might win the West. Coach, a lot of people hate on Hugh Jackson, but I think he's gonna do some good out there. Well, Prairie View is gonna fight for it too, but I think it's gonna be Grambling or Prairie View that's gonna come out the West. I think Jackson State may have dropped the ball when they lost against FAMU. I don't see FAMU losing the game. I think Coach Willie Simmons, and honestly, y'all, I don't think Willie Simmons is gonna be at FAMU too much longer. Think about it, y'all. Willie Simmons has only lost to Jackson State the last couple of years. And they're going to come after him. If he goes undefeated in the SWAC and wins a Celebration Bowl, he's going to be a hot name for coaching opportunities. Expect that talk to come about. I want to hear Mr. Ford take on the Bama State versus Fam game. Man, that was a good game. I actually watched that game. I thought Bama State was gonna pull it out. I was hoping they would. I just like I like FAMU. I just don't want their fans to be talking noise. Like their fans just kind of they insufferable sometimes. Like they don't stop. You know what that brother said? Willie Simmons to JSU. You trying to get rid of TC already, Dante? You trying to get rid of TC already, man? No, man. I think TC gonna be good, man. He just gotta get some coaches around him. I think he need to bring in some outside guys outside of the SWAC to really bring in new perspectives. And I think TC is gonna be fine though. D Butler. Willis not as a head coach. So you don't think he's gonna get a head coach job? I could see him getting a head coach job at a smaller FBS school. Let's see who we got calling in. Hold on, y'all. My guy, y'all know who it is calling, right? Y'all already know. The GOAT. What's going on, Miss Ford? How you doing?
Hey, man. Hold on, let me take this thing. Yeah, man. I heard you call for me. Yeah, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah. I tell you one thing. Alabama State done found him a quarterback, man.
Oh, yeah.
That kid from, he's a transfer from UAB. That kid's the truth. He's just got to get acquainted with her offense, but you can see a lot in him, man. And he's not afraid to make that dangerous throw either.
Yeah.
I think they found the quarterback.
I think they're going to be good. I don't think FAMU's going to drop any games, though. You see anybody challenging them?
But, I was telling the people I was listening, we watched the game together. If Musa was at 80%, man, FAMU would average 40 points a game, man.
You right.
He's better, man. To me, he's probably 60, 65. He still ain't 70% yet. But if he was 70%, they'd average 40 points a game. That wide receiver core they got, man, is deep, man. This is the best wide receiver core FAM done had in years, man.
They got athletes all over the field. Like they look different. They just different. You know, the running back.
Yeah, but
he's really good.
Oh yeah. They load that. Well, see, the thing that make them go is that offensive line, man.
Yeah.
He's so deep on that offensive line. I'm like you. I just don't see nobody can beat him, man. I do. I think that the Celebration Bowl is gonna be something else, man. You know.
Who you think gonna come out the MEAC? I haven't really been watching the MEAC.
Tournament between Howard, Morgan, and North Carolina Central.
Let's see. I'm gonna look up the MEAC.
And now the thing is, look like Dawson Odom's about to save his job.
Oh yeah.
Because they was ready to get rid of Dawson, man. Dawson done beat Hampton, and now he done beat Towson State.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 2-2. So Morgan State is 1-3. But I think Morgan State is gonna be good in the future, though.
They gonna be tough, man.
Yeah.
If they can get some points offensively, they gonna be tough, man.
So
you already know what North Carolina. The thing about North Carolina Central, how long is that Richards kid gonna be out? He got hurt against UCLA. That's gonna be the deal, man. When is that kid going? Is he gonna be able to come back? Because they, when they get into that MEAC schedule, they need that kid, man.
Right.
They need that dude.
Somebody said, SWAC schools, please stop losing to D2 schools.
Who you talking about? That was Alabama State. And
I think Valley lost to a D2 then.
Huh?
I think Valley lost to a D2 school, right?
Yeah, they lost to Central State and let's see, Miles College beat Alabama State in Montgomery.
Yeah, we can't have that. Because if you want the scouts to come down here,
listen, I'm telling you, I think Alabama State done found their quarterback, man.
Yeah.
And with that fight they got down there in Montgomery, brother, let me tell you something. Alabama State might not lose another one either.
Yeah, it might.
That's going to be a big game, like you said, with some of them questions that coaching going on in Jackson right now. With that boy right there, man, they'll try to take Jackson's homecoming, man.
Yeah. You don't want to lose your homecoming to Alabama State. You do not want to lose your homecoming. So that's going to be a tough game.
What that boy said last year, he told him, he coming back to get him, they schedule him for homecoming. Remember Eddie Robinson said that after his homecoming last year.
Yep.
They hope Jackson schedule him for homecoming.
Yeah, I can definitely see Jackson State. They got to be on point that game because you do not want to lose against Alabama State. You would not hear the end of it. You lose your homecoming.
That's what you say. You think the problem is the offense. I think the problem is the defense.
For Jackson State?
We know we got special team problems, but Jackson got defensive problems, man.
Yeah, I was just saying for this game. I was saying for this game.
For that Bethune game.
Yeah, for the Bethune game, I was like, they can't get as much heat as the other two parts of the football team.
Well, now offensively, one of the problems I see is I don't know why Coach Harris them try to play without them tight ends, man. Jackson's more dominant when they got DJ on the field or Jensen Riley and them on the field. They're more dominant. But when he tries to play with no tight ends and just 4 wides and 5 offensive linemen, man, that's too vanilla and that's too weak.
I think what he's trying to do is I think he's trying to move fast and he's trying to get his speedy receivers. He's trying to have more speedy receivers on the field. But I agree with you when that, I like that Lamar Jackson type offense where you use the tight end and stuff like that. That's the kind of offense I like.
Jackson's me showing up dominant when they got 2 out there.
Yeah.
When Jensen and that boys out there, DJ, oh man, they tough, man, and they powerful, man. They can run it and they can throw it.
Yeah. So what grade would you give Jackson State offensive coordinator? Do you think that he's on the hot seat?
No.
Okay.
No. I just thought I thought him going away from his strength in that Bethune game hurt him. Trying to play without DJ and trying to play with Jensen Riley hurts them, man.
What about the defensive coordinator?
Yeah, he got some problems, man.
But do you think TC will make a change? He don't strike me as the type. Yeah. He strike me as an extremely nice guy.
Yeah, I don't
I think it's gonna be hard for him.
This is first year, man. No.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's gonna be extremely hard for him to make those kind of decisions because he comes across to me like an extremely nice guy. And, he's gonna give you a lot of chances before he finally make that decision.
If the fan base gets to Ashley and them and puts it on Ashley and them about that defense coordinator and all, something could happen, man. But just making that change himself, no, man.
Yeah.
No, Ashley and them will be involved in it. You can bet that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Ashley probably would have to take the lead on that.
You mess around and lose homecoming. Say, Alabama State. Somebody's going to make a move, bro.
Brian Brown says, I just got to hear what Keyshawn say. Well, he was on Undisputed. He's one of the hosts on Undisputed. And they was talking about Coach Prime. And when, he had to make Coach Prime's story just seem like he was just dealing with all kinds of crap down here at Jackson State. He started talking about the water, the water crisis that Jackson State had. And the way he said it was just such a disrespectful, dismissive way. It was ridiculous, And I'm just like, every time you say something about an HBCU, you have to be negative. Literally, I've never seen him say anything positive about an HBCU. Anytime he brings up Jackson State, he always has to say something disrespectful with it. And it's intentional, He's one of those guys that went to one of those rich PWI schools, and he just doesn't have no respect for HBCUs like that. What do you think of that, Mr. Ford? Did you ever hear that? You heard what
You know, I heard you talking about it earlier, but I don't know. But you know, listen, man. You know, I got a brain for myself, man. You know, them guys can say whatever they want. It don't mean nothing to me, man.
Yeah.
You know, I've been to Jackson several times. You know, I went to Grambling. We should look forward to coming to Jackson. So whatever they say is you know, that's how they feel. Good for them. But you know, that's not how I feel, and that's their thing, man. You know, I don't. That guys like Keyshawn, them that foolishness they be talking, it goes in one of my ears and comes out the other, man.
What do you think about the way Shedeur is looking right now? You think this is gonna be he's gonna get more?
It's bad. You know, what's they put up Oregon put up 40. I'm trying to see if USC gonna try to put up 50 or 60, man, because I thought the defensive line was the problem, but shit, after that Oregon game, I could say shit, they got offensive line problems too.
Yeah.
They got speed and they fast and all that, but they trenches ain't right, man.
Yeah.
They trenches ain't right, bro.
They got the size on the offensive line. They just don't have the athleticism to keep up with those. With those.
Yeah, they not big timers now. Like I said, they big boys and all that, but no.
And like
I had seen earlier, you know, that defense had problems, man. I saw that in the TCU game. I saw it again in the Colorado State game, and then they brought out them athletes at Oregon, man. Them, you know, Oregon goes all over the country looking for kids because the Oregon is financed by Nike. That's Phil Knight in them schools.
Yeah.
So you know what they looking for. You
Right.
know what Oregon looking for, bro.
And you know they have to have all that because not too many people want to just go to Oregon. You know.
Yeah, right. So they lay it out there.
Yeah.
And what's that Beaverton? Where's Oregon?
I don't even know what city it's
Eugene?
in.
Is that Eugene?
Yeah, I think it's Eugene, Oregon. Yeah.
Eugene, Oregon. Yeah, you're right.
And they got all the best facilities. You know, that's where they track. Their track and field stadium is beautiful. That's where they have all the Olympic.
Steve Prefontaine or something like that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
they got it going on.
Like I said, that's Phil Knight now, man. That's Nike's money.
So do you think this is just like a blip with Shedeur Sanders, or you think he gonna get this all for the rest of the season? Like they just about to be running through his O-line. Because I think
they gonna come at him, man.
Yeah. Because I think that's how you beat Shedeur. You gotta hit him and put pressure on him.
Yeah, and you got to run him off the spot, but they coming after him now. Listen, man, when you start talking about now USC's defense, it's all right. I don't think it's better than Oregon's. But now Utah and
don't they play Washington too?
Yeah, all them gonna play now. Washington, Oregon State, all them people they coming now. They coming with it, bro.
Let me see if they play Washington, because they play Washington. Washington is one of the top teams right now too. Yeah,
they got a brother at quarterback, a left-hander. Yeah, he can play too.
Okay, they don't play Washington. They play Washington State.
Oh, they don't?
Yeah, they play Washington State. They number 16 in the country. And
man, they coming after him now.
They play Oregon State and Utah. Those two
Oregon State's gonna be out. That's that boy. Oregon State's got that kid that transferred from Clemson. DJ something on the lay or something. Yeah, he's at Oregon State.
And they got Stanford. Stanford should be a win. So their next game is USC. They're gonna lose that one. They got Arizona State. I think they can win that one.
They should win that. Yeah, they're both of them Arizonas.
They could beat Stanford. Stanford ain't got nothing right now. UCLA.
Do they have to play Cal Berkeley?
Yeah, they play UCLA. They play UCLA. That's gonna be a tough game for them.
Yeah,
I can see them probably losing that one. I think they can beat Oregon State, I believe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna lose against Utah. They could beat Arizona, and they're gonna lose against Washington State, I believe. So he'll get to a bowl game.
Yeah.
He'll get to a bowl game.
Yeah. What does he need? 5 wins or 6 wins?
You gotta have 6 wins to get to a bowl game.
Yeah, he might get to a bowl game. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll get to one. I think after he gets them to a bowl game, I think all these SEC teams like Florida and Texas A&M, I think they're gonna be trying to write blank checks to him. I believe they're gonna try to get him.
Yeah, man, me too. I think, yeah. Because everybody know, man, that boy down there, Texas A&M, man, he on the hot seat, man.
Oh yeah, there's nothing else. There's nothing else you can do with him. It's over with.
Yeah, me either. I never thought much of Jimbo, to be honest with you. I never. Now he won a national championship with that. What's the black quarterback's name?
Jameis
That
Winston.
went to the New Orleans Saints of Tampa Bay.
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston. He won a national championship at Florida State with him, but he didn't do nothing afterwards.
No. And that Florida
I
State
think
team was dominant. Like they was dominant on the defensive side of the ball. You know.
Yeah, they were, man. They had some players, man.
And Jameis Winston, he was slinging it all over the field. You know, he throw a lot of interceptions, but when he on, he's good.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Yeah, they were tough, man.
One main TV says Gators are good. I don't believe so, man. Don't think because they won that one game that, you know. I think if they have
good to me against Utah.
Yeah, if they have a chance to get Coach Prime, I believe they'll pull that trigger. Cause just think they gonna be making millions and millions of dollars.
I don't think he's gonna stay in Colorado. I don't believe that.
I don't think he's gonna stay in Colorado because I don't see Colorado as a destination to where he can get 5-star linemen coming out there in droves.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see that.
He can get the skill guys, but he's not gonna get.
Yeah, that's what he got now.
Yeah,
he got some speed, he got skill, but he ain't got no interior, no trench people.
And Texas is getting 5-star guys on the line. So man. Texas I think they're gonna win it all this year.
That's why I said they better watch Texas, man.
Yeah.
So Keyshawn got them right now, man.
I think they're gonna win it all.
They on another level, bro.
I think college football is gonna be the Denver, Georgia for the foreseeable future. And they're going into the SEC now. Yeah. I think they're gonna be perfect.
Georgia's not as strong as they were. Their defense is still strong, but I'm not sold on that offense yet. Especially that quarterback and then that offensive coordinator, Bobo and them. I've been watching Bobo for years. I've never been impressed with him.
Mr. G says Shedeur has already been sacked 23 times. If they don't get that resolved, he might be joining his buddy Travis. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, hey, bro.
If he gets hurt, it's over with.
Shots, man. Yeah,
it's over with. CU is serving the purpose for him now. CU is a stepping stone. That's a stepping stone job. No way Prime should come to UF like going to Ole Miss. No, somebody said Prime going to Florida is like going to Ole Miss. Man, no. Florida got all the resources.
They got the brain. Schools in the Southeastern Conference.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Man, that'll be a perfect gig for him if he can get that Florida job. That would be perfect for him.
Yeah, I just don't, I don't know if
he says somebody says
the trick on that. I got to see that. Though.
Somebody says SWAC, he is not leaving Travis. That's like his project. I don't know, man.
Travis done better be trying to get in that league.
Yeah.
Get out that mess and get in that league.
Yeah. I don't know if Coach Prime is gonna turn down a job like that for one player.
He's not. Believe me, he's not.
He gonna tell Travis,
he can get Gainesville, or he can get one of them big, Big 12 schools, or even a Pac-12. He could get UCLA. Man, he gone.
Yeah.
He gone.
Y'all, the phone lines are open. If y'all want to call in, I'll take a few more calls. 657-390-4814. You want to call in, get your thoughts out on the games this past weekend. What you think about Shedeur? What do you think about Keyshawn Johnson? We talked about him earlier and his ridiculous comments, But yeah, y'all can call in 657-390-4814. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet.
Now you were saying you think Grambling wins the SWAC.
I think they win the West.
The best team is a
Prairie
best
View.
all-around team. Grambling has an outstanding offense. They got defensive problems too on the front side. But Prairie View is the best team out there in that West, man.
Yeah, I said that.
Prairie View is the best team.
I said they could fight for the West.
Yeah, because they on this week. Grambling and Prairie View, are they on ESPN Plus or are they on HBO? Where are they today?
It's probably ESPN
Aren't they on
Plus.
HBCU Go?
What happened to them? Like, I haven't really seen. What games have they been covering this year? HBCU Go.
Yeah, I watched HBCU Go. I watched Texas Southern and Grambling last week.
Okay.
I watched Alabama State and who?
I think they need to step up their advertising. I'm gonna try to get with them and
because
try to advertise
I've seen
for
some
them
games.
a little bit more.
I've been watching some games.
I love the setup though. Their games look nice, and
yeah,
I
man,
wish
Charlie Neal them a first class, man.
Yeah, I wish every
first class.
I wish every SWAC school could have cameras like that. One thing, my pet peeve about Jackson State is that we still using the same cameras I've been complaining about for the last 2 years. Yeah, I've been complaining about those cameras. I'm like, man, can we please upgrade the lenses or something?
Yeah.
Because we need those games to be clear and look nice. You know, that green tint that they got on those games, I do not like it at all. They can rent cameras.
Man, I like that HBCU Go, man.
Yeah, I like the way they stuff look. They stuff look nice.
Yeah, I like them. I want to say they got Grambling and Prairie View this week, right?
You said what?
Ask somebody in the chat. I think they got, because I've seen the schedule.
HBCU Go.
Yeah, somebody ask them is that, put it in the chat who's because I think HBCU Go is showing Grambling and Prairie View. It's a night game because it's in Dallas this week.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. So this weekend they have Albany State at Kentucky State. They got Tuskegee at Alabama A&M.
That's the game they're showing. It's Tuskegee versus Alabama A&M. It's Alabama A&M's homecoming. That's right.
And the next week after that, they're doing Benedict College and Miles College, and then Bethune-Cookman versus Alabama State. So they don't have.
But I know that Grambling Prairie View game is televised. I guess it's ESPN.
Yeah,
Plus,
I think ESPN.
But that game is televised.
So what I think they do, they don't get the games that ESPN cover.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. They the secondary.
Yeah, that's why they don't have any Jackson State games this year either. I think every Jackson State game is going to be on ESPN Plus.
Right.
Somebody just called in. The person that called in and hung up, you can call back. Sorry about that. Yeah, but I like them though. I think that's definitely something that's needed. I wish they would. You know what? I like that they're showing all HBCUs. They're not just doing D1. I like that.
Right. Yeah, because I want to see Benedict again. I watched Benedict last year. I want to see Benedict College. I want to see Fort Valley, and I want to see Tuskegee, and I want to see Albany State too.
HBCU Go holler at me. I'll commentate the game.
Yeah, man. I saw Tuskegee. I want to see them again. I saw Fort Valley. I want to see them again. And I haven't seen Benedict this year. Because I think that their coach, I think that he's going somewhere. Somebody's going to get him this year.
ESPN Plus is garbage.
At Benedict.
Someone said ESPN Plus is garbage. The announcers are in different cities. Oh, wow. PV.
Yeah, what now?
Someone said the announcers are in different cities.
Yeah, it's they'll use Santeria Black, they use Tiffany and Jay, and then they got another guy, Butch Alvador or something. He does some games too.
I like Tiffany and Jay though. I like Tiffany a lot. I think
I love Tiffany, man.
I love when she does the game. She's very good at her job.
Yeah,
that
I love
JSU
Tristan,
was
man.
named preseason defensive player of the year, but he has not played like it.
Who was it?
It says
Who was defensive player of the year?
Sundiata Anderson.
Oh, the kid from Grambling. Yeah.
Sonny
Yeah.
Boom says, is HBCU go always in the same city? No, they do different games.
Yeah,
they do different games.
They do different games. They all over the place, man.
Yeah. But it's like CIAA.
I know it's homecoming. That should be a big crowd. It's Alabama State. I'm sorry. Alabama A&M is hosting Tuskegee, and it's Alabama A&M's homecoming. That should be a monster crowd.
Right. Yeah. But that Alabama State versus Jackson State homecoming game, I expect 50,000 in there. It's gonna be a big game.
Easily.
It's gonna be a big game.
Yeah, that should be 50 easily.
Yep. I'm not sure if I'm going yet. It might be a game time decision for me. I'm not totally sure yet. I think I'm gonna. I
think it's gonna be a great game, man.
Yeah, I want to go down there.
I think it's gonna be a great game.
I think I might go ahead.
Because what's the name was dragging. I'm telling you, man. Alabama State has found a quarterback, bro. And he, once he gets really acclimated to the offense, that dude's gonna be. Cause see, that guy's a gunslinger, man.
Right.
He ain't got no problem making that hard throw, man.
Mm.
Yeah, that little guy, I think it's Damon Sweet or Damon. I don't have my computer in front of me, but I know he comes from the UAB. He transferred from UAB.
Club Shay says Jackson definitely taking ASU. Okay. All right, don't sleep on him now. Jackson State been real inconsistent, so you can't be making guarantees just yet.
The number one thing Jackson got to do, they got to clean up that special team, bro.
Yeah.
They got to get that cleaned up first. They got to get them special teams cleaned up. Then after clean that up, then we go to that defense. That defense is that front seven, man. I just think he's wasting time with that 3-3-5, bro. With what he got with that Webb and Doyle and them, he should be running a 50 front, man. He should have 3 down linemen and 2 stand-up defensive ends.
Mr. G said Jay Walker gets under a lot of people's skin, but he knows his football. Man, Jay Walker, he's
I love Jay, man.
He's trolling it. He trolls people. He gets a kick out of making y'all mad.
Yeah, that's what he do. And then he wants to try to throw in that, the MEAC is so much better than the SWAC too. You have to watch him with that.
Hold on. Let me answer this question or this comment. For real, SWAC, was your decision based on that count, coach? You would have already made plans last year. Man, do you know how much I've been traveling this year? I'm going to New Orleans this Friday. I went to New Orleans for the Southern game. I've been to 2 games this year already. I've been to the Southern game and I went to Atlanta and went to the South Carolina State game. I can't travel every week.
Article, and they said that Southern game was so live.
I was there. I had a good time.
Baton Rouge was live. The game at Southern was live. They said that was just it, man.
I'm not on the SWAC payroll, y'all. I travel to at least go to 3 or 4 games each year, but I go to the games.
That's been Jackson's biggest game, was that Southern game.
Oh yeah. As
far as article I read, they said it was awful.
Yeah, it was good. I was right there on.
I read another article this week talking about how live it was at Tallahassee this weekend with Alabama State and fans. They said that was a festive atmosphere down there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to 2 more games.
18,000 or something.
I know I'm going to 2 more games this year. I know I'm gonna go to the Alcorn, and I'm gonna go to the Celebration Bowl. Right, so I'm definitely going to those, and I may go to the SWAC championship. Depends on who's in it. I may go to the SWAC championship. So yeah, man, I go to the games. I buy my plane tickets and I get on the plane and I go. I'm not about to go to every game every week, but I go. I definitely go. I go to the Southern versus Jackson State game every year. I never missed that game. I haven't missed that
Yeah,
game.
they said it was really live, man.
Yeah.
I was reading an article. I saw some pictures, man. I mean, they said it was live. But like I said, they said that atmosphere. I'll tell you another game they were saying was really live was that Hampton Howard game in D.C. at Audi Field. They said that was live, man.
I should have went to that.
Yeah,
I've never been to a Howard game.
The stadium hosts 20,000. They did 17,000 plus.
You said it was 17,000 plus?
So it was 17,000 plus. The stadium hosts 20,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been up there. I've been to that Audi Field a few times. I went to all those XFL games up there at Audi Field.
Yeah, they said it was really good, man. But yeah, everybody was. I read some articles about that Southern Grambling game. I mean Southern Jackson game. They said it was awesome, man.
B. Fred said week 0 was better than SU game. It was all right. I mean,
it was the South Carolina State game.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Southern game better.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that Southern.
Well,
game
I would say
live.
this: the tailgating atmosphere and the campus was more live at Southern.
Yeah.
You know, it being out there at Georgia State, you know, the tailgate was cool, but it wasn't like Southern's.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like Southern. I mean, but it was a lot of people out there. A lot of people out there. Like, I went out there on a plot when all the Greeks and everybody was out there, man, cooking. It was live at Southern. I like their campus. I just don't like that you got to walk. I wish they had shuttle service. Their shuttle service was kind of, you know, it was kind of, they need to do something about that because it was way too hot. You have people walking so far to get to the stadium. So I wish they would really have some shuttle services at they say they got them, but I didn't see them running. And I remember I was walking because I had left I have left something in the car. And so I walked back to my car and I was trying to get a ride with this lady on the little cart thing. And she was like, "Oh, you had to go to the shuttle service." I'm like, "These shuttles ain't running." Luckily, another brother, he came on the car, gave me a ride back, man. But man, it was just like the walking was just like crazy. You had people falling out there. It was hot.
For real?
Yeah, it was hot out there. Yeah, it was hot out there. Yeah, it was hot. I seen a couple of people fall out.
Damn. Yeah.
The bye week for JSU couldn't have come at a better time. They can now regroup prior to the Alabama State game. Right. Alcorn was fooling themselves.
That should be about 55,000 for that Grambling Prairie View game, right? And at the Cotton Bowl. That should be a big crowd.
Yeah, it should be. If Grambling travels,
that's
you know, Grambling
with the Texas State Fair, right?
Oh, State Fair Classic.
Yeah, I think that's the beginning of the Texas State Fair or something. So that should be a big crowd out there for that, man.
I actually want to go to something like that. I actually
I
might.
went once. Hey, man, it's awesome, man. I was there when Eddie Robinson broke Bear Bryant's record out there.
What city is it in?
Dallas. It's at the Cotton Bowl.
So the State Fair is in Dallas too?
Yeah, that's supposed to be the largest state fair, I think, in the country.
You know what? I actually might go to that. I might make plans to go to that.
Yeah, that thing is big, man. That thing is unreal.
Hold on, we got a call coming in. Let's see who's calling.
Okay.
What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Hey, SWAC Buzz, Mr. Ford, how you guys doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great. This is Chris Tapler calling in from San Antonio, Texas again.
Oh yeah.
Have you been to the State Fair Classic before?
You did what?
I said, have you been to the State Fair Classic before in Dallas?
Up there in Dallas, Prairie View versus Grambling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't been to it yet. Why was going on, guys?
No, we were just talking about it. I was saying I might have to go to that.
Oh, okay. So SWAC Buzz, I just now tuned in kind of late. What did Keyshawn Johnson say? What happened? What are we talking about?
He just brought up, the Jackson State water crisis when they was trying to, he was trying to big up Deion, saying, he had to deal with brown water. down there in Jackson. You know, just being extra, doing unnecessary stuff on national TV.
It's kind of, I don't know why Keyshawn takes these subtle shots, SWAC buzz, HBCUs. And again, I just saw the title, and I heard Mr. Ford, and I called in. It's kind of awkward because Keyshawn went to Dorsey. And if you know anything about LA, Dorsey has always had a direct connection with my HBCU, Langston, in Oklahoma, and Lincoln, and in Missouri. So historically speaking, SWAC buzz and Mr. Ford, I don't know why Keyshawn take these shots at. That's crazy.
Man,
I don't
know.
It's
Go ahead, Mr. Ford.
You heard of Stockholm Syndrome, right?
Say it again, Mr. Ford.
I said, you heard of Stockholm Syndrome, right?
No, sir. Please enlighten me.
Yeah, that's when you identify with the oppressor. Identify with the oppressor.
Yeah, and Mr. Ford, I mean, if I don't mind going down that rabbit hole, sir. But again, his high school, Dorsey, has always had a direct connection to two HBCUs, and by him being from LA inner city. Well, like you said, Mr. Ford, I mean, after you know his first wife, which was us, now he's with the other wife who don't look like us. I get what you're saying, Mr. Ford.
Oh yeah, I know about Dorsey. Dorsey, Banning. One was called Crenshaw.
Crenshaw, yeah. Well, your mom, yeah.
Those schools were big time, man. I know about them. That's oh man, I'm trying to think. There's another guy went to Dorsey. Remember the guy was a cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys? Wasn't he from Dorsey?
Terrence Newman?
No, not Newman. There was another one. I'm trying to think. What's his name? Walker or Allen? He was a little cornerback. I think he wore 24. He was from either Dorsey or Banning.
Huh.
He played
okay.
when Dallas won the Super Bowl with Emmitt Smith and them. He was a corner for them. But he was from Dorsey or Banning, I think.
So B Fresh.
I'm trying to think which one.
B Fresh says
now, Mr. Ford. When Dallas won the Bowl, now it was prime time was at one corner. You talk about Darren Smith.
No, that's not. No, you know what? I'm kind of lost on his name. He wore number 24 for the Dallas Cowboys, but he was from Dorsey or Banning. I just have to go back and research what was his name.
Club Shay says, "Is it really a shot if it's the truth, though?" We're not saying that it's not the truth, but don't take shots at a HBCU to big up something else. That's unnecessary. You're talking about one of the most popular players ever in sports history. You do not have to crap on the HBCU just to big him up. And that's what a lot of those guys are doing on because they got in their feelings about that Oregon coach pregame speech. They got in their feelings about that. And his speech was epic. I don't care what nobody say. That was an epic speech. You know, he said rooted in substance, not flash. He had some one-liners in that speech. So, and they got in their feelings about that, saying, oh, it was disrespectful and stuff like that. No, that's what he did what he was supposed to do. He pumped his team up. He did what he was supposed to do. And so why you want to sit there and take shots at the HBCU so you can prop up Coach Prime? That's just ridiculous, you know. And I wish Coach Prime would say something about that. Go ahead.
SB, Mr. Ford, all I know is this. When Chad Johnson and Keyshawn is cousins, we all know that. Somewhere in the pipeline, they cousins. When Chad was at Langston, when I was coming in, all I know, guys, for a fact is this. When he got in that fight, they was actually going to keep him at Langston and put him on probation. All I know is, I guess he called Keyshawn or Keyshawn called him. He went to LA to live with his mom or some of Keyshawn's people. And then he went to junior college, and then he went to Oregon State, Chad Johnson. I guess Keyshawn, Santa Monica, thank you, Mr. Ford. I guess Keyshawn basically told him, like you said, Swag Buzz, don't stay there because you look at Matthew Hatchett, he got drafted in the 7th round, receiver out of Langston, And maybe Keyshawn was like, bro, just leave that small HBCU, go to a JUCO, and then from there, go. You know, those West Coast JUCOs is connected to the Pac-12 SWAC buzz, before we all know that, and raise your chances. So Keyshawn actually dissing or throwing salt on HBCUs goes back that far, guys. I don't know if y'all know the story, but knew that story. Mr. Ford, you probably did.
Yeah,
but
I know this. Yeah.
That's how far back that Ghost Swag buzz, as far as Keyshawn not really respecting HBCUs.
Wasn't Chad a quarterback?
Now Chad played receiver, but when he got to Langston,
Langston, was he a quarterback in Langston?
No, when Chad was at Langston, he played receiver.
He was a receiver.
Didn't Chad go to FAMU for like a semester?
But remember now, Mr. Forrest Swag Buzz, he couldn't play when he first got to Langston. He couldn't play because of NAIA rules as far as eligibility goes. So he was in the practice squad when he got in that fight.
Somebody went to a HBCU for a semester. Was it Antonio Brown?
Antonio Brown went to Alcorn. Alcorn, I want to say.
Oh, okay,
he went to Alcorn.
Yeah. That's who I'm thinking about. Antonio Brown. Yeah, I knew one of them went to HBCU for a semester with Antonio Brown.
Yeah. Now, and again, Mr. Buzz and Swag Buzz, Mr. Ford. If this is just me, hindsight 2020. Keyshawn is in the pros. He's my cousin, but I just saw Matthew Hatchett get drafted. I just saw Rook get drafted. So it can happen from an HBCU. I guess Keyshawn's whole thing was you'll be a low round draft pick, but take your chances over here. But yeah, Swag Buzz, that's how far back Keyshawn has had the lack of respect for HBCUs, bro.
Yeah, and it's a shame though, because these guys, it's not a lot of black men on these platforms, and so when you have our representation on these platforms, you expect them to kind of big up our institutions. But like I said, I feel like if we invested in our culture, we got someone. I wish we could have someone like a Tyler Perry or somebody that would create a channel to where we can get our institutions to have the spotlight that they deserve and be just as comparable to the Foxes and the CBSs and stuff like that, to pretty much push our brands out there. I think we can turn this thing on its head. We don't need Coach Prime to change the game for HBCUs. We really don't. All we need someone with the forethought to change the game and make a channel that people are gonna watch. Like I know Tyler Perry wanted to get BET, but I think he can create his own channel, call it something else, and and bring sports on to it. And I think that's something that he needs to invest in, because we got to use our giants in our community to do stuff like that. That's the only way. We can't depend on Coach Prime.
Well, I think that's what HBCU is doing. I think they doing just what you just described.
Yeah.
I think they're coming, it's the second year of their televising black college sports, and I think they're doing a good job.
You talking about what? You talking about HBCU?
Mr. Forrest Swag Buzz, we have two men right now that I think represent HBCUs pretty good. That's Stephen A. Smith, Winston-Salem, and Shannon Sharp, Savannah State. The issue is they're being pushed by the machine called ESPN and formerly of Fox Sports. So it's probably certain things they can't say or do like we think they should. But I do think those are two stand-up black men that represent HBCUs, and let it be known. The second thing is, with some of these celebrity Swag Buzz, and I get what you're saying, here's the low in the black barbershop. Chris, I don't mind, some of these celebrities don't mind doing for these HBCUs, but they don't trust the powers that be when it comes to the money. Just like you saw what LeBron did with FAMU and Rick Ross trying to do with Ed Waters and Bethune-Cookman. It's not the fact that they don't want to donate or help out Swag Buzz. They don't really trust the admin or the powers that be at these HBCUs with the funding and money because of corruption.
I see the reason why I don't buy that is because they can set it up to where you can do things on your own. You don't have to go through actually the administration and trust the administration with your money. You could do things for HBCUs on your own, and let them accept what you're doing. You don't have to. It isn't like you just have to. I have to write the HBCU a check and give it to their administration and trust them with the money. No, if you want to do a project or something, you can get your own people to do the project and let the administration clear it, and it can get done. You don't have to worry about trusting someone with your money. So I don't really buy that excuse.
Yeah, I mean that HBCU buzz again. That's what they say. Whoever they is, right? The 4-letter word. But that's just what I've been hearing. Like, they want to do it, but because it's been so corrupt, it's I don't know.
So say for instance, if I'm a billionaire and I want to build a facility for Jackson State, I'm going to go through my own contractors. I'm going to talk to Jackson State administration, let them know what I would like to do. And if they accept it, I'm going to go through my contractors and have them do the work. I'm not going to have to just write a check to Jackson State and let them do it. I would do it myself, and go through my contractors and my people and have them do the work around in the business. Let me get to this next call. I appreciate you calling.
Hey, Mr. Forrest, I appreciate you guys.
All right.
Okay, have a good night.
Y'all too. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's the way business works. You don't have to. Hold on a second. What's going on? Call you live. Talk to me.
Hey, it's White Buzz. This is Jerome from Charlotte. Hey, Mr. Ford, how you doing?
I know it ain't that simple, Club Shay, but there's
a
way around it. There's ways around it to where you don't have to trust someone with your money that you don't trust. You can do something for a school without giving someone you don't trust your money. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Jerome.
Hey, I just want to jump in real quick, man. We really have to do a better job of dispelling all of these misnomers. There is not widespread corruption at HBCUs, but we got to stop that.
Yeah.
I think the bigger issue is the ignorance of it all. Just how you essentially just broke it down. Anyone could earmark their donation towards a specific endeavor,
right,
to run at any college. When these same Black players give those donations to these PWIs, they know about earmarking donations. I just feel like it's a cop-out for people to not have to give back to a Black institution or
right,
to a Black high school, et cetera, because the popular narrative is, of course, that there's corruption, not knowing that all these state institutions, particularly Jackson State, are audited every year by the state. So just know, with most of these Black institutions being located in the Deep South, please believe if there was even a penny out of place, these state auditors will rake it all over the news media.
Right.
So the fact that there has not been, I can unequivocally tell you right now, Jackson State is in the best financial state right now than it's been in its history. And we're audited every year. There is no misappropriation of funds. There has not been misappropriation of funds. But therein lies a bigger conversation. We have to do a better job, HBCUs, Jackson State in particular, of controlling our narrative and telling our own story. What we saw today from Keyshawn Johnson is just a continued kind of, in a way, man, it's like an attack over the last 12, 13 months that Jackson State has suffered on the national scale. And I feel like Jackson State, as well as all HBCUs, we got to do a better job when it comes to our PR, our response, and just being consistent with telling our story. Because if we're not going to tell our story, you've got people like Keyshawn and all of Prime. Prime has a media machine, guys. Like, Prime doesn't have to say a word social media wise. He can just hit up one of his buddies, as we saw,
Yep.
in last December. And then we see Ricky Smiley, we see DL Hughley, Steve Harvey, like all these cats got his back. And all these cats on ESPN got his back. So he's got a machine. But HBCUs, we have a machine as well. We just have to be a bit more intentional about making sure all the progress, all the successes, all the achievements that we're putting out there, particularly towards the Black community, is told consistently. And that's one area that we really need to work on. But for the caller, I don't know if you're still on, but please don't believe that there is widespread foolery when it comes to finances at HBCU, because it's not the case, because all these schools are out of there every year.
I want to highlight this comment. Says y'all think Jackson State losing momentum in social media? I'm asking because I missed them rap battles. I don't think Jackson State is losing momentum in social media. What I think Jackson made a big mistake, and I had said this last year. I think I was the only one saying this. When Coach Prime was there, they should have already had their social medias together, their YouTube channels, all that kind of stuff. They should have had their YouTube channel created when Coach Prime was there, so they could have got the subscribers from him being at Jackson State. And then when he left, you still have that base there. Starting it after he left, I mean, they had to do it after he left, but I felt like they should have done that way before. When he first got there, you should have cashed in on him being there, just like Colorado Buffs are doing with their social media. They cashing in on it. They're not waiting around and because see, what we did was we let the pregame show and we let Well Off Media, we let them do all the social media stuff when we should have had our own platforms that they couldn't take with them doing coverage as well.
But you know what that is, though, man? Like, honestly, Jackson State was like I guess you can say it was like a litmus test. Like we were the kind of like the test, because what we did with Prime had never been done before.
Yeah.
So I think there were some things that we hit a home run on, and there were some things that we missed the boat. And for all these other colleges, particularly Power 5, they were just sitting back watching everything that we were doing, and particularly Colorado. And I'm pretty sure they saw, okay, well, this worked well at Jackson State, but they missed the ball on this, so let's capitalize on that. So I definitely feel Jackson State did a wonderful job in some areas during the Prime era.
Oh yeah.
But the YouTube portion, yeah.
And I had been screaming it. I had been screaming it. Last couple of years, I was like, Jackson State need to have their own YouTube channel, because see, I was foreseeing all that stuff. I was like, if he leave, he's gonna take. I never thought he was gonna take the pregame show, so I was kind of laxed on it because I thought the pregame show was always gonna be Jackson State show. That's what I thought. But when Prime left and they became a Colorado show, that shocked me. So I was like, dang, we pretty much lost our big platform that was covering us, and showing the locker room and everything. And we don't have anything like that. And Jackson State's new YouTube channel is good. I like the videos that they're doing, but they need somebody that's on that staff, to put somebody on that staff to show us the locker room, show us what's going on in the locker room. Let us meet these players, get to know their personality. Keep that going to keep people interested in the program. I love the videos that I think it's ASVP Visuals. I love the videos that he do, but we need locker room access. They need to keep it going what the pregame show was doing. They need to keep doing that.
A lot of those interviews, like I agree, man. Like this, it kind of gave that personal touch. But I can say this, and this is not these kind of sound arrogant or anything, but Jackson State, even when it comes to attendance, like when we talked about, us only having like 26,000 at a home opener, that would be great for a lot of other schools. But for Jackson State, we just kind of measure ourselves to our own standard. And we know we could do better. So I agree, man. Like when it comes to content and just diversifying the content, there's definitely some room for improvement, but we're still doing very well. Just looking at the social media metrics, compared to our FCS counterparts, we got to admit, like, we're still leading the pack.
Yeah.
And we got to be very careful not to measure ourselves with an FBS school or Power 5 school that had, like Colorado, they've got like 38,000 students, you know, and then of course with Prom going, you know, they added more traction, you know, to their social media. But we got to keep things in perspective. And the best thing for Jackson State to do, as well as all HBCUs, man, we have to tell our story, and we have to take a look at what we've accomplished in the last 2 or so, I guess, about 2.5 years under Prime. Look at some of the best, you know, some of those best practices, some of those success stories, and just build upon that.
Well, one thing
nothing that we have right. Go ahead.
I want to cut you off, but one thing I would say to that is we don't have to compare ourselves to Power 5 schools, but we can have the we can have our social media set up like those schools. That's free. It's nothing to set up a YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff. It's nothing for you to take your phone, get a student intern or somebody at the school, take their phone, get a student intern with a personality, a cool person with a personality that people want to like to hear and see, and let them go around the locker room talking to players, getting footage of them at practice and stuff like that. You can do that. That's not nothing that only FBS schools can do. Because to be honest with you, Colorado is they really took a lot from what Jackson State did. Because
Exactly.
they copied a lot of stuff.
Thing.
They copied a lot of stuff Jackson State did. So it's not about FBS, FCS. It's just having the will to do it and having the plan. And I think TC has the personality. I think he's a cool guy. We want to see more of TC. We want to see more of him, his personality. Like, they need to have the camera on him and let him talk. Now, I'm not asking him to be like Coach Prime, because, you know, we're not asking him to be wearing chains and shades and all this other kind of stuff. We're not asking him that. We're asking to let us see your personality more. Let people get to know TC. So that's going to make people want to come to the games, because we're going to feel so connected to you. You're going to feel like family to us, that we're going to really want to see you succeed. That's going to make more people want to come to the games. I think it all plays a part, in my opinion.
No, let me ask both you and to support this. When it comes to, you know, our schedule, you know, we open up the season, you know, the first 4 games on the road. You know, do you think the team was a bit exhausted after the first 4 games heading into the Bethune-Cookman game? And do you think the fan base was exhausted? Because I must say, we did a pretty good job traveling to all those games to support the team, especially in Atlanta. You know, we easily had 20,000 fans there. But what do you guys think the first 4 games? How do you feel it played a part? You know, as far as the performance last week.
Well, I definitely believe they was exhausted. I read an article where TC said it was definitely good to be back home. And you got to remember now, you went from Atlanta to Miami, from Miami to Baton Rouge, and then from Baton Rouge to San Marcos, Texas. That's a lot of traveling, man. And I thought they were exhausted, man. That was something else. And I think that this bye week came at a great time, man.
Yeah, the perfect time. Like, going into Mobile next week, I feel like our guys are definitely rested. And prayerfully, you know, of course, one or both of those kickers will be, you know, recuperated and ready to go.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I think we'll definitely regroup during this week, and we're going to come out looking like we did during the first game in Atlanta. But I just had to comment on the guy that called in. I just don't like that narrative that people are still trying to spin. And I thank God for platforms like this and all over YouTube as well as social media that are consistently combating, you know, this false narrative, you know, that there's, you know, mismanagement going on at our schools. Like, it's not the case, you know. So thank you guys for just having this whole topic tonight. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for calling. So I want to go back to this comment that I see up here. What is it? I think we have to dial back our prime complex. He was a showy guy. Everyone doesn't want to be in front of a camera. We're not asking TC to be Coach Prime. We're not asking that. We're asking TC has a personality. From what I've heard from people that know him, he's a very cool guy. And I think people would like to see his personality. I think, him just getting on video talking about what they plan to do at practice today. Just doing little videos and clips like that will be helpful. That'll get the fan base. The whole point of those videos is to get the fan base engaged. That's all this about. And I think he can do stuff like that. I'm not telling him I'm not saying be Coach Prime. I'm not saying to wear chains and be doing all this. I'm not saying that because that's not his personality. That's just not his personality. But I think that he's cool enough and people want to see him enough to where he can do other videos. Where's the players' footage of their college experience? And I think they are doing auditions for another kicker. JSU has a media team. They do. That's why we don't get videos. They don't drop. You said JSU has a media team. They do. That's why we don't get why videos don't drop. I don't know what you're saying. One Main TV. I like TC. He has a great personality. Just looking at the press conferences, you could tell he's down to earth and he's humble. Right. Where's the game's highlights? That's another thing. We can't you see ESPN. You see what they did. They put Jackson State highlights every game highlight. They had it on their YouTube channel last season. They have not. I think they did the celebration. They did the FAMU versus Jackson State game. I think this year, and they haven't done another game after that. And we did numbers. We still did good numbers. But that's just what it is. Slime is a band. Nobody can be prime. That's not what they're asking. You got to get your product out there so people can see the you today want to see. That's why they're heavy on social media. Right. Exactly. That's all I'm saying. He's saying he doesn't understand why the videos don't drop when they have a media team. Right. And I understand the brother ASVP Visuals, I think his name. He does great work. I love his videos. But I could tell the way he edit those videos, that takes time to do. So it's good to have videos like that that's heavily edited and, that look real professional like that. But we also need Jackson State YouTube channel to be pumping videos out there, pumping videos out of them in the locker room, getting to know the players and stuff like that. We need more of that. Well, Mr. Ford, you got anything else you want to say to the people before you get out? Mr. Ford, you there? Mr. Ford. Mr. Ford, are you there? Mr. Ford fell asleep on us. I hear him in the back. Mr. Ford, you there?
Hello?
Hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey, what you saying?
Yeah, I was saying that you got anything else you want to say to the people?
Listen, just looking forward to that State Fair Classic, and also looking forward to that Alabama A&M homecoming when they bring in Tuskegee. That's what I'll be doing this weekend.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling, Mr. Ford. You're always welcome. We love to have you on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, have a good night. Okay.
All right. Thank you for the call.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. All right, y'all. Look like we've been going almost 2 hours. We had a long show tonight. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hopefully we got to 100 likes tonight at least. I'm hoping. I haven't even looked at it, but make sure y'all hit that like button on your way out. I appreciate y'all. Bayou Classic. He said you were sleeping. Yes, you had to separate recruiting. IG and Tiger Talk has done several interviews with current players. I love Tiger Talk, man. I've met Ken Clark a few times. Cool brother. I love what those guys are doing, man. We need that. I love humble brothers working hard, man, and they're showing love to that HBCU. That's amazing. Well, yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this show down tonight. I appreciate y'all. I'll be dropping other videos. I might try to come on and do another live show before I go out of town. I'm going to New Orleans this weekend, so I'll try to come on and do another show before then. But if not, you'll probably be seeing me on Sunday night or Monday night for a live show. But I'll be dropping other videos in between then. But man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate all the love. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next video. Gone.